So, this is the other video I am recording tonight, which is about my experience getting in a car accident that I told everybody that I would post a couple weeks ago, and then I just never did because I never recorded it. But I'm in the mood for recording stuff right now because I feel like I look cute, but I'm not really cute. Whatever. I got cute little cats that keep coming into frame every now and then. But yeah, essentially a couple weeks ago got in a car accident, and I'm gonna use diagrams again because that's fun. I like doing that in the other video. But essentially I was on like two major roads, and like I was coming out of a car wash to go like left, and they're big roads, they're really big roads, but like I'm right here, I'm at this circle. This is like the light right here, but I'm like not at the light because I'm in like a car wash area. But I'm gonna draw the lanes and like stuff like that. My cat just took a shit and it stinks. Fuck. But yeah, anyway, sorry. These are the lanes. As you can see, it's a essentially 5 lane here that you're turning across because it's a lot. Essentially 6 lanes if you really think about it. And I had to turn left across those lanes. But on the way to do it, it's busy. Cars are coming. It's nonstop traffic. I had a car right here. I'm gonna color them in red. And they eventually, one second. I had a truck. I'm gonna make the truck a triangle. I had a truck directly right behind me. Didn't know if they were turning left or right because they didn't have a turn signal. So I didn't really know. I was panicking a little bit because I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't turn left out of here. Traffic is not stopping. This guy is right behind me. I don't know which way he's going. I'm taking up both of the lanes, I think. He can't go around me. He can't go this way. I'm panicked because like traffic is just not stopping. But I know it's not safe to go because traffic isn't stopping. But this little the square right here stopped. He stopped in the middle of that lane right here to let me go, I think. I thought, at least in the beginning, I was just like, I'm not gonna go because it's not safe. I can't see around him. But then this truck started honking at me to go, and it's a big truck. It was like a big black truck, and he's higher than me. He can see more than me. And I look at this square, the car that was like stopped in the middle of the road. They were waving me on. They were just like, hey, come on, in their car. And so I'm like, no, this is really uncomfortable. But I have this guy telling me to go. I have this guy honking at me to go. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. And so, let me grab a different color. Let me grab green. I go. And I'm trying to make it from here to here, but from my side I see this car, and they're stopped, and they're the only car coming. And my thought was like, okay, there's no cars coming from this side for once, and I was thankful for that because I think there was like a red light or something at this light up here in the center. This is like the light or something. This is a lot closer. It looks a lot closer, but it was actually like a little bit further away. I just drew my line a little too close. But I was trying to get from point A to point B. And so, like I said, I'm getting waved on. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. But what I didn't know is I think there was a car. I'm gonna make them like this weird little thing. They were right here behind this guy, I think. And they were just like, why is this person stopped in the road? So what I think they did is they went around using the turn lane. I have the square in the wrong lane. This square is supposed to be in the left lane. This left lane right here. Not the right lane, this lane. And so obviously I see nobody here. It's fine. And this guy had stopped pretty far back, so I couldn't really see behind him. But I think what happened is this guy was just like, why is this person stopped? And so they went around using like the left turn lane. And obviously I was in that left turn lane turning across that left turn lane. Whereas he went around into the turn lane and we hit like right here. I don't know if that's... It's very scary. It's really scary. I don't know what I hit my head on. I just know for a while I had a huge bump up here and I like into something and I bit my tongue really hard and it hurt. And my hands were just like this. Like I couldn't move them. Like I could not, like, when I went to go use my phone to call 911, I literally held my phone like this, like, because I could not use it properly. I was so scared. Anyway, and we get to where we're, like, we both, like, I rolled down my window because I could not open my door. My car door wouldn't open for a minute. And I was too scared to get out of my car anyway. But the lady in the other car, she came out, and she was, like, my age. And she was, like, asking me if I was okay, and I was like, yeah, I'm fine, are you okay? And she was like, yeah, I'm fine. And everything's fine. We both called 911, and we sat, like, by the cars for, like, 2 hours, and no cops came. Cops drove past, but they never stopped. Whatever, it's fine, I guess. We both have insurance, obviously. I only have, like, the basic, if I get in a car accident and it's my fault, I pay for their insurance. I mean, I pay to get their car fixed, and that's really all I pay for. I don't pay for, if I get in an accident that I'm at fault for, I get nothing. I get zada. Zilch. Nothing. But the entire situation was so stressful because that person who had waved me on to go, why would they stop? Why would they stop? There's no point for them to stop. They were never going to stop in any universe ever, because then they'd be at fault and they would get a ticket. But because I had turned across that lane, I ended up being at fault, which is fine. I understand I should have never turned left there. I should have just gone around. I should have just turned right and should have been late with my uncle. I mean, I wouldn't have been late, but, like, I should have just gone around and sucked it up, essentially. But no, I wanted to turn, and I had to pee really bad that day, too, so I wasn't properly thinking, and I went. But to be fair, I never jip around a car that stopped anyway, because if a car is stopped, it's most likely stopped for a reason. Even if it's to let somebody go, if a car in front of me is stopped or slowing down, I never go around. I'll bring a point back later because I don't want to lose my story right yet. But after the accident and we got out of our cars, it was so stressful because I was by myself until my uncle came. But this girl, her entire family showed up, and her mom was in my face, and she was just like, give me your insurance, like, blah, 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 blah. And I gave her my insurance. I was never against giving her my insurance. But then she never gave me theirs. I never got their insurance ever. They did not offer it to me. I have red all over my hand. They took my stuff and then never gave me theirs in return, which they should have given me the daughter's in return, but they never did. My uncle ended up getting the dad's insurance information for some reason. I don't know how that works. But the mom was just in my face, and I was so grateful for my uncle for showing up, because if he had not been there, I would have been completely lost and not knowing what to have done. And I probably would have said stuff, probably would have done stuff that I shouldn't have done in that situation because I didn't know what to do. I've never gotten in an accident before. Get your tail out of the way, buddy. And it was so scary. It was so incredibly scary. But yeah, my uncle showed up. And obviously he called a tow truck to tow my car out of the way because it was basically totaled. Both the cars were totaled. But the mom like came at my uncle like, hey, if you tow this truck, if you tow this car, then technically you're committing a hit and run, so we want the cars right here for when the cops get here and all this stuff, which I understand, but the cops never showed up. And it's a busy, as you saw, it's a 7-lane road. It's a 7-lane road. It's 5 o'clock. People are getting off of school, out of work, out of like anything. It's a busy road. You can't leave 2 cars in that turn lane like that. You can't just leave them right there because it's so busy. You're going to cause another accident by keeping those there. And that's what she didn't understand. And it started to rain too, so then it got even worse outside. So why would we leave the cars in like a place where they can cause more damage to the cars themselves, as well to new cars potentially, because we were causing traffic to not be right. But yeah, we ended up towing it out and nothing ended up happening there. But we waited a couple more times, like a couple more, like another hour, I feel like, afterwards, and no cops showed up still. So I'm like, okay, we're just gonna leave, basically. And I think they ended up leaving because I had talked to my dad about it. He was just like, did you get a police report? Like, we talked about it and it was just like, I'm most likely at fault. But I called a police station like that night and I'm like, hey, I'm just calling just to see if there's a police report made, and there was not a police report made. So I'm like, okay. My dad told me I have to make one. So I went to the police station the very next day with my Meemaw, and the cop basically told me, don't make a police report. You don't need to make a police report. The only reason why you would do this is if like you don't have insurance or something, and you both clearly did. You can just do it solely through insurances if you'd like, because obviously I told him kind of what happened, and he told me that if anything, if I do proceed to make a police report, I would be issued a citation, and I didn't want a citation on my record. So I was like, okay, then I'm not gonna make a police report because there's no need, because we can just do it through insurances like the officer said. And ultimately, if it was the other way around and that lady hit me, I wouldn't have made a police report because I didn't need to. If I had her insurance and her insurance was gonna pay me out, I don't need to make a police report. There's no need to put something on her record over a small, simple mistake like that. Because, like I said, in my personal opinion, I feel like nobody should be at fault for that situation, but I can understand why I am at fault, and I take accountability for that. But, like, I didn't make a police report because the cop told me not to. He told me I didn't have to. But obviously they could have made a police report a couple of days later if they wanted to, or a couple weeks later if they wanted. And like almost 2 weeks go by and I'm at work and I get a call from like the police station like about my side and stuff, and I got a voicemail and it was just like, if you don't call us back or tell us your story, we're just gonna issue you at fault anyway, and like you're gonna get a citation. And I was scared. I was so scared and I was panicked, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm at work right now. I can't, my phone's microphone doesn't work very well. I gotta call these people, I gotta call this police station back. I was freaking out. I was on the verge of tears, honestly, because I was so scared. I've never gotten a citation before. And I answered the phone and it looks like they had made a police report, which is, it's their right to make a police report. But it's the fact that it was like 2 weeks after the fact. Insurance is already paying out them for their car. We already have this stuff going on. They get nothing out of making a police report. All they do is just make me have to spend even more money on a car because I didn't have a car. I'm broke. I have like zero money to my name. I'm a broke college student who's a server. And I just finished paying off that car. So I obviously don't have the money to buy a new car. And then my dad had to help me again buy a new car. And I'm paying him back for it. But it felt so vindictive 2 weeks later to make a police report on me. And it's been a couple weeks, like a week or two now, and I still haven't gotten my citation in the mail, so I'm praying they get it to me soon, because I hate waiting for it. I don't like the waiting period for it. But like if I don't get it in like next week, I'm probably gonna call and be like, hey. But I don't know if I should do that or not, or I should just wait for it to come in the mail. I don't know how that works. But I just felt so vindictive. There was no need. And I talked to my uncle about it, and he was just like, they probably did that if they want to try to sue you. But, like, good thing is, you don't have anything to take. Which is the thing, too. It's like, if you want to try suing me for something, you must think I'm made of money. Because I have nothing. I have, like, essentially, my net worth is negative. Because I have college debt. The only assets I own is my new car, which is not worth very much, and my computer and camera for photography. I don't have very much to my name. I am negative money in terms of my net worth. So I just don't know what they thought they were gonna get if they were gonna make a police report to try to sue me, because I could very well get lawsuited. I don't know yet. I don't know how long you have until you get like a suit like delivered to you or something, if they do decide to try to do that. But like, I have nothing to my name, so like there's really nothing they can take from me. So I guess that's the nice thing, is I have nothing to take. But it's just, I don't know, it's just, the whole situation was scary. It's my first accident ever. I was depressed, honestly, for like a week, or like a couple weeks after it, honestly, like 3-4 weeks after the accident. It happened in like the beginning of like last month or something, at the end of last month. And I was really depressed about it, and I ended up gaining like 5 to 10 pounds, I think, from like just stress eating. I stopped working out because I couldn't go to the gym because I didn't have a car. And then when I finally got a car, I didn't go very often because I was just really fucking depressed. And I gained a lot of weight from it. But all in all, now I kind of have a little bit of PTSD, and I don't want to ever turn left across any lanes again without a light if I can. It's gotten to the point where I will go right and then turn into like a parking lot from a light left, then I'll go right out of there because I'm just so stressed. And anytime I drive now, I get really stressed out if people are driving too close to me, riding my ass, or like driving unsafely around me. Like, it's just really scary to drive now because I'm panicked if I get in another car accident. I'm so scared that I'm gonna get in another one. And yeah, that's really all I have for the first, like my first car accident. That's really the entire story. That's essentially what happened. I'm at fault. I take accountability for that. I should have not gone. I should have waited or just turned right out of there when I realized I wasn't going to turn left. But recently, last Monday, I had a meeting at my job for like a certified trainer meeting or something. And on my way there's a guy. It's a 40, okay? And this guy, he's like going his 30. So I was kind of riding his ass a little bit. Like, his car, my car is probably like here-ish. Let's say our cars are like his bumper, the very tip of my front, the very tip of his bumper. I was pretty close, but not close enough where I would have smacked into him if he had to make a stop, because this asshole was going -10. It felt like he was going 30 in a 40, which, something's wrong with your car, use your hazards. There's no reason to be going 10 miles under the speed limit. There's no reason. There's absolutely zero reason to do it. And yeah, I shouldn't have ridden his ass a little bit, because that's shitty. I don't like it when people do it to me. But I was running late for my meeting a little bit, and I wasn't speeding. I was going the speed limit. It's not like I was riding his ass trying to go 10 over. I was riding his ass going the speed limit. And I couldn't really go around because there's too much traffic on this side. Because he was slowing down the traffic on this lane, so everybody was going around, so I couldn't go around. And I couldn't go around because I had to turn in half a mile. So there's no point in me trying to go around. But anyway, this guy apparently super duper pissed off for some reason. Brake checks me so fucking hard that I was like this close from hitting his car, because he just randomly stopped. And I was just like, what's going on? And then afterwards, he just kept like trying to brake check me, and like he just had his middle finger up in the window, like flipping me off. And I'm just like, dude, is your ego so fragile that you have to flip off this girl in this tiny little Toyota behind you because you're going 10 miles? It's not like he didn't see the sign, because we passed a a speed limit sign that said 40 while we were going 25 in the 40. So he knew what the speed was, yet he was choosing to go 25 in it for no reason. If something is wrong with your car, you put hazards on. If you can't go the speed limit, you put your hazards on, or you get over so that the other person doesn't have to deal with it. But instead of being an adult about it, this old man, I think it was an old man, or like maybe 30s, 40s, older guy, but not old, like middle-aged, flipping me off, brake checking me, and it pissed me off. And I wasn't going to give him the pleasure of me flipping him off, honking my horn, or looking at him in the mirror. So I just, while we were at the stoplight, because he was flipping me off the entire time. He had his middle finger up there and just kept it up like this. Like, he didn't leave it, he just kept it there. We stopped at the stoplight, just doing this, and he didn't stop. He just kept it there, and I was just like, what? This is what's wrong with people when it comes to driving, is that people who act like this, they should never get a fucking license, because these are the people who are going to cause accidents, who are going to get people killed, get people injured, cause major incidents, because they get so angry while they drive that they have to react. We should never give people who react like that fucking licenses, because like I said, these are the people that are going to cause accidents, and I'll be damned if I get in another accident because somebody needs to get somewhere a little bit faster, or they're driving aggressively because that's just how they drive. But yeah, I had to turn at a light, but I was too nervous to turn my turn signal on before the light, because I didn't want him to turn and keep brake checking me. So I last second turned my turn signal on and turned, because I didn't want to deal with it. He was scaring me. And like I said, I couldn't go around because everybody else was passing. So I couldn't do anything. Oh no, scary situations. I hate driving now. I hate driving. Driving is so stressful and scary now because I can't make left turns without having a little bit of PTSD from getting hit. And if anybody starts driving erratically around me, I start panicking, thinking I'm gonna get hit, I'm gonna get in an accident, because my new car, it's tiny. If I get hit in that, I can get seriously injured, because it's not a big car. It's a very small car. It's like a Toyota Yaris. It's small. It's compact. If I get hit, that car's done. Oof. So that's my rant over. That is how the story of my car accident went, and how my most recent incident with a toxic driver who is very fragile because somebody was riding their ass when they were going like 10 to 15 miles under the speed limit with no reason to do that, because it was a clear day, nice weather, no hazards on their car, nothing. But it's my fault. But yeah, that is all I have to say. Thanks for watching. If you do